Justin Stone here with EliteBaseball.tv, and with Shohei Ohtani about to make a two-way splash coming over to the United States from Japan, I wanted to see what all the buzz was about, and whether from the mechanical side of his hitting, whether it would transfer against Major League pitching. So I'm going to do a video mechanical analysis on Ohtani, and we're going to talk about the things that could expose him at the big league level, his assets he's bringing over to the United States, and why I do believe he's going to have continued success in Major League Baseball. When we start with his mechanical analysis, I want to point out that his physical presence is eye-opening. It's 6'5", he's extremely long, loose, yet very powerful and built. But when you have hitters of this size, oftentimes pitchers right away say, well, we can get in on this guy. And then as I watched his mechanics more, there were other things that made me weary that he was going to be able to get to top level major league velocity when they start seeing 96 and above. We're going to go into that mechanical analysis now, and I'll point out some things of why I feel like that 96 mile an hour fastball on the inside part of the plate won't give Ohtani any trouble. First, when we go into his lower body coil, he gets tremendous coil around his back hip, but what he does more than most hitters in his knee tuck type style is he really over counter rotates his lower body. And by doing so, his torso gets a dramatic amount of inward rotational turn as well. Now, when you have a hitter of this size that is turning his back to the pitcher in a more pronounced way, and his hips as well, it simply means he has to rotate further from this position to get open and get his hands out front to the baseball. So you can see why you would think that inside velocity would expose this type of hitter that's going to take longer in order to rotate further. However, as I watch pitchers on the Japanese side try to get in on Ohtani, and I started watching more and more video, I found it very difficult where I ever saw anybody really expose him on the inside part of the plate. So what's this mean? How can I get from an over-rotated position like this and still get to balls with velocity on the inner half on time? Well, that means we have to have tremendous bat speed, and this is where I think Ohtani exceeds in how tight he is in his turn. And this comes from the style that he uses combined with his physical presence. He uses a knee tuck style. It's something that you would see with like a Justin Turner from the right side. But here you can watch from this angle that you notice that the inward rotation is very pronounced. So when I get him to this frame, I would often say, well, the glute is late in firing because how closed he is here at foot down. Generally, when players have this knee lift style, the glute will begin to fire before their foot even hits the ground. And that's why you'll see players like Josh Donaldson or Justin Turner land with the front shoe more in an open position because their glute is firing into their turn. Now, you notice Ohtani is almost completely closed off. So it goes back to that over-rotation of the lower and upper body, putting him down in this position. It's not that his glute is firing late. It's just getting him to a more neutral position by the time he lands. It fired on time. It just has further to go. So how is he going to get to that inside fastball on time? And here's where it's extremely impressive. When you have these 6'5" hitters, they have a chance to create more whip and torque because their levers are longer. You can see the lower body beginning to fire and the tremendous stretch on the inside of his jersey. It's just showing good scapular resistance in his upper body. The upper body is resisting the lower body's turn. That stretch is going to propel his upper body around like a catapult. And the tightness of the turn shows how very little length he has in his swing, which allows him to keep his hands tight to his body, inside even the inside pitches, and for dramatic rotational velocity in this turn. So the tightness of this turn is going to give him Mike Trout type bat speed and an Anthony Rizzo type body. So when you see this happen, and we go back to the frontal view, you'll get a good look here at what I was talking about of the inward turn. Here's the inside fastball in a very closed off position. Yet because of the torque and the tightness of the turn, that upper body scap load, getting that tremendous stretch around a very strong core. How do we know his core is strong? Well, the guy throws 102 miles an hour. So we know he has the ability to rotate very fast with strength, long levers, and whip. And that is why he's going to continue to get to those inside fastballs even at the big league level. And I believe once he gets to the adjustment through the league a couple of times, have seen these pitchers on a regular basis, you're going to see a guy that's going to put up tremendous power numbers. I don't know that the batting average is going to be extremely high, but I see him being a 28 to 32, 90 to 100 RBI guy with potential if he's getting regular at bats. This is Justin Stone from EliteBaseball.tv. You can do video analysis with us anytime, and our TV site is free for 48 hours, over 100 hours of content, giving you detailed one-on-one instruction and a 12-week hitting progression to go through your off-season plan. Come check us out at EliteBaseball.tv.